multitasking. So just for that on the other thing, I'm gonna reboot this first part. This is the Monkey Mind with Rob. You can, if you want to, you can go on Facebook and you can comment. Tell me what a monkey I am if you want. And that's cool. That's cool. I've definitely been told that. I walked outside my house. What was it like I guess it was just a couple days ago. I was gonna go for a little bike ride down on the bayou. The station in my house were really close to the Bayou St. John, and I walk out, and there's this couple walking down the road, and I guess both of them are drinking a beer. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't know if they were in the happiest buzz. I was like coming off, I think, of taking a nap, so I was a little lethargic, and I go outside, and they said hi to me or something. I was like hi, but it was pretty subtle, you know what I'm saying? I mean, nod my head. I don't know if she looked, and then she was like some toughie, man. She was like, I don't know what I can't even remember what she said, but it was something like, who are you not to like say hi to me? Some serious monkey stuff right there, huh? But we've all done that thing with the hand where you wave at somebody. They either don't notice you or don't wave at you, and it's like, yeah, it can really get on your monkeys. My monkey doesn't like that. He lets the hand up in the air. I saw a funny thing the other night when these these two fighters were doing like a face off on like the UFC thing, and one of the fighters had turned and the other one had put their fist up to do a bump, and then the promoter, not to leave the person hanging, did him a little fist bump. But yeah, man, we were fragile little things, fragile things. I mean, outside my house, that could have been a throwdown, you know, hurting each other, getting all. So yeah, it's just something to look at ourselves a lot of times and just laugh, at our frailty, our little emotional freakouts, our monkey mind. And it's also a thing. It's like, okay, well, I am my monkey. Well, the truth is, you're not really your monkey. That's kind of the cool thing. How you know that is that you can listen to your monkey, and a part of you can almost, step back in your head a deeper sense and listen to your thoughts of the monkey, and that's like a duality. There's also a thing where you got to kind of keep yourself in check, where you can kind of get a little too self-righteous, like me maybe, where you get, well, I'm more enlightened than that silly stupid monkey, and then you form another monkey that is judging the other monkey in your head. A lot of people don't know they have a monkey in their head. I think that's pretty. That's the scariest part. It's kind of like being I think an alcoholic, where you hit rock bottom or something, or at least you know you have a problem. Or I think, what is it? The first step to helping yourself is to realize that you have a problem. Maybe that's it. And your monkey is maybe not a problem; it's a reality. And maybe problem is not the right word or how we define it. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That maybe gets used too much or not enough. That cliche. I got that on a coffee mug. That was a gift for somebody else that then got re-gifted back to me. Don't use it all the time. I'm more into cold brew because it has, I am told, less acidity. So I drink a lot of coffee. I like coffee. And I do cold brew. I've gotten it where I gotta like go to bloody Whole Foods all the time. And how about like Amazon? Like, man, they are like raking in the dough, huh? Jeez. Jeez Louise. And I don't like all this. Ooh, freedom of speech, man. Can we harp on that? I didn't even have that written down. Freedom of speech. I think you should be able to say near anything. Near anything. I don't care if it's kind of hateful or ignorant. I think you should be able to say it. I mean, you can't, once you start really repressing freedom. Oh, and I did. I did this thing online where I started entering this forum. And when I was a kid, I used to, well, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to collect comic books. I mean, I still like comics. I just like good stories, and I think some of the stories seem to be lacking in some of that. But I like the graphic novel and stuff like that. You know, it sounds a little bit more adult. Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, I'm reading my comics. And as a kid, I don't know that I really read comics. I like art a lot. I like drawing. I always have. And I think I pretty much, for the bulk of it, I probably looked more just at the pictures. That doesn't sound too good, but that was more the case. And then I remember I was going through my collection because I'm trying to sell some of it now. So I send it off. Nowadays, you can send it off to this company that rates it. So it's kind of like it attempts at a fair rating system because it'd be kind of hard to rate your own stuff. I mean, of course, you don't want to overdo it or underdo it, but yeah, so you get somebody else to do it, and then they seal it in like this hard plastic, and uh, and then you can sell it, and you've got to quote an what is that, an arbitrary? Is that what they call it? Someone else looking at it. I don't know. Anyway, what was the point to that? The point to that was something about stories. So anyway, I lost on that little mental pause, and not that everybody doesn't pause at times. I know that. I lost a part of my brain to brain cancer, some like pre-Katrina, and yeah. So yeah, so I'm a little extra absent-minded, I guess. Yeah, I gotta say that, and it definitely affects. I don't know, it's like you drift off, but it's all good. It's like we all have to deal with what was dealt us or what we can change, you know, have the ability to change and just enjoy it and make peace with it. It's such a key thing in our life because some things are just going to be very out of our hands, and it's so much of uh, a blessing kind of to be. I'm not very religious at all, but I don't believe in a personification of God. Like I like the thing where it's like God is the Alpha, the Omega. It's everything. So in a sense, it's nothing. So it wouldn't like manifest itself as a silver-haired Zeus up in the clouds. And but I mean, you can have all that same stuff. I mean, all the meat of it. What's really it about? I think it's about loving your neighbor. I mean, you can take a lot of great things from all the religions and about being and about attempting to forgive yourself, acting as God would, to ask for forgiveness and to forgive yourself and to forgive others and to move on. That being said, some people are unhealthy monkeys, and you've got to get some distance. And you don't have to spend your now with something that's, if you have that choice. Like, one is it, if you're around something, these are like the three things to do that you don't want to be. You try and change it. If you can't change it, then you attempt to get away from it. And if you can't get away from it, then you got to make peace with it. And then you can, in peace, go back to the front thing and keep, trying to change it, not to give up. Um, go through the loop, the loops. Got right now. What is this? I'm trying to think if this is. I think this is what you're listening to. If you can hear it in the background, these are waves I recorded on Fort Pickens, which is in Pensacola. I stayed at a little campground, and I think I went out to the beach at night, and I recorded that. Little waves out there. It was so pretty out there at night with the stars. And I have this cool app where you can look at the constellations, and you can peek up and figure out like what's what, like what they call it back in the day. Lots of crazy stuff, and all these rocket bodies. That's kind of some of my favorite part. Is all the trash they left up there from all these rockets. So when these rockets, I guess when they discharge, like you have boosters, you do different to get through the gravitational, well, I guess, pull of the Earth blasting out there. They boot off the spent rockets at different places, and it just starts into orbiting around the Earth. So there is all this trash going around the Earth, and it's I think it's kind of fun to see how it's all this junk, and it gives you like what year the rocket went off at, and I guess what the rocket was. Kind of fun, and then it has, of course, satellites you can kind of find. I tried finding Pluto one time, I couldn't do it, but the other planets you can pretty easy, and it's got like all the stars, what do we call them? Y'all remember that? There was a. It was like something. I think it used to post on the radio. There's like name a star after your loved one or something like that. There's like a star registry, I think. Kind of funny. But yeah, space, man. I love getting out in the country. We can get away from city lights, where it's just so pretty, so pretty, and especially when you can see like the Milky Way part of it. In New Orleans, we don't get to see that too much. We don't see that too much at all. But yeah, so how y'all been out there? Y'all been good? Taking care of yourself? Man, I think we got really duped on this COVID thing, huh? This thing is. I'm pretty sure I heard way back when COVID. What is it? 19, I think, or something. I don't know. Anyway, influenza is a COVID. I heard. Now, okay, all this stuff too. I'm not a doctor. I'm pretty ditzy, so a lot of this stuff I may be telling you maybe it's a little bunk. Don't drink the bleach. Um, yeah, I'm not a fan of bleach anyway. It screws up your clothes, man. But anyway, what was it? Oh yeah, I'd heard some time ago that basically this is another variation. That's all it is of influenza, which is a COVID. And I think this was something that was attempting to be weaponized even by the Chinese government, and you can see how they handled the spread of this thing. Repressing. Anyway, that's a I'm gonna get on that next. But anyway, what was I at? Okay, the COVID thing. Yeah, yeah. So everybody is gonna get this stuff, and vaccines. I don't even know that I totally get that. I assume that means like our flu shot. So this is going to be another flu shot that every year they're going to have to guess, because COVID is going to mutate and vary, just like influenza does. And I saw an interesting documentary on that with like people that actually design the flu shot each year. It's like a really educated guess they have to do, and it was pretty interesting. It was like a mystery. Like they have to solve this biological mystery every year, and they have to kind of really gamble at it. Like a lot of it's just like a total luck, and like they have to guess at some of the combinations that they use to produce the flu shot. I know a lot of people ain't into that flu shot. But hey, they can come out with something. And is it really a vaccine? Is the flu shot a vaccine? I don't even know. That goes back to the definitions and about arguing about stuff when you don't really define. I'm constantly looking up what words really mean, and who's behind what they're saying, stuff like what they call themselves. Like I had heard, I don't know how true this is, because I'm not really into just constantly looking up stuff online. I mean, I do it, but adding stuff to the equation. Like I had heard that BML, Black Lives Matter, the group, not the statement. That's, of course, a beautiful statement. But the corporation is three women who are socialists. Not that there's anything wrong with, United States had a long history with socialism. and we have lots of many socialist programs that we put out there to help people and stuff like that. And that's all good. So anyway, just three women that I think on their platform, I think it's online or something, where they list what they want to actually do, and they have their own agenda. I'm gonna say, and that's like you just get in these things where people like what's the term for that? I don't know, man. Like you hear something and you jump right on board with it because it sounds good. It's like the classic politician. They just people lie to you to gain power. And look at this. That group I think has like a freaking $1 billion now or something like that. And what are they doing with the money? I don't know what they're doing with it. Are they really helping the black community? Maybe. I don't know. These breaking stuff in our neighborhoods ain't helping anybody. It's just not. What's getting attention? Yeah, but you could try just like having some really good kumbaya, big meetings of people, helping others, going out and using all this energy to fix up, I don't know, people's houses or the playground or something, or get the I don't know what, something. What were we talking about though? We were talking about China. Ooh, oh man, China. China has been at war, and I know one of the big statements of WHIV is end all wars. And that's a tough thing to do when people go to war with you. So basically, the Chinese government does not like. It wants to be the numero uno. It wants to be in control, and they are doing some bad things and have been doing some unhealthy things. Maybe bad's too weird of a word. But my mom gets on me about people being evil, and I'm not really into that. I'm people being so identified with their monkey mind that they really almost become desensitized to others. They're become so focused on themselves, and they can do this in groups. Look at how ugly mobs of people can get, and these are genuinely loving, sweet people. You get them in a group, they start identifying with the group. They have a one think mind, and it becomes very, very hateful. See, I don't look at that as the person being evil. They're just doing evil things, and they're identifying with the. I don't know. I'm just not into that. Mom gets really mad at me because after my brain cancer, she got very into, let's say, Jesus. I guess that's how you would say it. But which is cool. Which is cool. I always thought the Jesus story had a little too much pain in it. Like I don't know, just like I don't know. Some of it didn't seem to make sense, and it'd be cool if it did. Because listen, a lot of times I have like zero purpose or real motive. I get so like, what, everybody's gonna die. I'm gonna die. Everything's kind of you know pseudo superficial. All this stuff that we amass is all going to be somebody else's when we croak out. It's like releasing everything, everything that we produce. I don't care how pretty it is. It's gonna break out and fall apart, rot. But I used archival materials. Yeah, okay, good for you, good for you. But yeah, I don't know. But then you don't want to get like, oh, like that's not a downer. I think you should live life in a state of joy. And I didn't make this up. I'm just stealing stuff from other people, like every good artist does. They're, they're thieves, but art is theft. How about that? But yeah. Oh, and practice that, like driving. Like if you're out there driving in your car right now, be nice. Like I took a little road trip. I just got back from it, And it's such a trip being on the road with people and all the little monkeys driving cars. Uh, yeah, it's crazy. But you can do so much with love, and it's so sweet to like give somebody a break, let somebody in, not cut somebody off, drive proper. When you can, get over in the other lane, unless you're passing. And if you're in a constant state of passing, kind of maintain that. Get into the flow, the flow. Yeah, driving's a good one. Simple things like to practice, finding more peace with yourself. And then you mess up, just forgive yourself, really do. Make a real honest, you know, intention to forgive yourself for your actions and for others. That doesn't mean you have to be saturated. And sometimes people, what is it? What's that other saying? It's like, hurt me once. What is it? Like, I'm spacing. Hurt me once, shame on you. Hurt me twice, shame on me. Is it twice? It's shame on me. Yeah, there's something to say for that. You can get into this where you're an enabler. I think is the other word for it, right? You are an enabler, and you show people how you want to be treated too. You know what I'm saying? You do. Just practice. You can't. You don't have to do. You don't have to solve all of your idiosyncrasies, and you're perfect, really, just the way you are too. Remember that one. I know. I know. It's in your head, man. It's all in your head. Half of this experience. I mean, all this experience is, right? A few tweaks in your perception, and man, it'd be a different trip. Pretty frail. Like I was on this one little highway driving on that last road trip I took, and I remember I was on this, with the highways where you're going fast, and you got another car coming right at you in the other lane, and I mean one little hiccup or sneeze or whatever, you'd be like, yeah, I mean, it'd be like hitting a brick wall at over 100 miles an hour. It'd be pretty intense. Boom, break on through to the other side. But it's so much a practice of, yeah, being in your moment and always come back to this moment. You want I can give you the prescription for not being depressed and not having anxiety. I can write you out the what do they call it? The scribe. They call it that, something like that. I can't get my scribe in, man. Oh, I'll go back to the depression, anxiety thing in a minute. I'm on chemo. Have been on chemo now for 9 months. They found a suspect. Like I said, okay, I didn't say this. I had what was diagnosed as a GBM on my right frontal lobe. So they removed a lot of tissue, had brain surgery, multiple, and what else did they do to me? Poked me with stuff, put a thing down my tallywhacker so I could pee. That was not fun. And what does they do? They did all kinds. I got poked and prodded, and you just got to kind of make peace with it. And it's such a good thing that the humility of that. I mean, that was like, it's so like you're just stripped naked and dragged around places, and it's just like, okay, whatever, do what you will. Wish you could be around like some cool holistic witch or something where she's just like healing you with herbs or something like that and smoke. That would be cool. On a bearskin rug, maybe something like that. That would be cool. Instead of like fluorescent lights, and met some really sweet people, but also met some people, some monkeys, man. Some sweet monkeys and some bad monkeys, some mean monkeys during that experience. Yeah, so anyway, I can't get my meds, man. My doc, your doc has to release the meds, and some of the bureaucracy is the chokehold on so much of us. And bureaucracy is how people can seize power and maintain theirs. And the government is just notorious for it. bureaucracy, bureaucracy, and justifying it. What was I talking about? I was talking about, ugh, it wasn't China. This was medications. Nah, I may have lost that one, yeah. See, now if y'all would comment on my my FaceTime. So it's anyway. My name is Rob Owen. Is my last name, and I'm on Facebook. So I'd really like to get off of it. I think I have dreams of getting kicked off of Facebook, but and all these social media platforms when they repress just freedom of speech, and then they start to, act as like a publisher, either politically, like you should be able, Russians should be able to come and have their own platform, preaching whatever dogma they want to say. you know, you just got to be kind of. You just can't be like I had. Okay, the other day I had posted something because I got mad at Vans. It goes back to the China thing. Anyway, Hong Kong, I guess, was under Chinese rule. I'm not really sure. They may even have run all of China way back in the day. I think they were like that little island was actually the hierarchy of the whole Chinese empire, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And British rule came over and then govern or shared govern. There was some kind of thing that the British did, and some years back, it was like a deal that they were going to release it back to the Chinese government in condition that they would be autonomous. I think is the term for it, or something like semi-independent. I don't know. They weren't going to be all in on the China's uh, BS, let's say, but they were like going to be technically China. So anyway, China just went back on their word. Imagine that the government. I mean, I'm not talking about the people. Um, there's just and so they've just been a real oppressive, riots, beating people in the streets, and yeah, just bad stuff. Kind of, yeah. So what was I? I was like zoning out of that. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is messed up. But China's messed. Oh, back to our. Okay, I can go back to that one. That was like war. Yeah, man, they've been at war with us for a while, both stealing all kind of technology. They don't honor any like normal global business practice. They steal, rob, and cheat, and they're like, "What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?" And we haven't until recently been doing something about it. Then it just so happens that one of their labs releases this new COVID out into the world. It just so happens, right when they're starting to get some yanked on them, and now they're going for it. It's if you ever read any of Sun Tzu, it's like an ancient Chinese general, I think, and one of his platforms was really kind of going to war without doing the traditional, you know, taking your guns out on a field and shooting each other. You'd go about it either through commerce or you'd go about it through land negotiations or what have you, purchasing property in the other country or propaganda. And they is at war with the United States, and I think they're probably at war. It's World War III. That would be it. And they're just going to war with everybody. They just want to be in charge. That's what I'm hearing. And they even release like public statements, like saying this stuff, pretty much. And I think like they're really at odds. I think with Canada right now because Canada locked up one of the women from China that's like the president of their Hanwei or something. It's like a cell phone company, and I think they locked. I don't know what they locked her up on, but they arrested her, and so China was PO'd about that one. They did not like that. But yeah, you gotta like really get out there to get news. You got to, and you guys gotta use your common sense, and you're gonna make mistakes. That's okay. But yeah. Oh yeah, so I was on. I can do that other form too. Cause okay, I I wouldn't know this wasn't a form. Someone I guess Vans. I mean I still do. I surf and I skate and so Vans was always like one of the marquee brands, and I even had a surf shop in the town for a while. And we never. I don't think I ever had a Vans account. I was just. I think when we closed the shop, I was applying for a Vans account, but I really liked Vans. They were a cool brand, but but yeah, they just bent the knee, man. Bent the knee bad to China, as does almost everybody, because there's so much money um, cranking out of it, so much bucks. But I mean, that's just so. I just think that's so. Pshaw. Anyway, Vans, maybe a year ago, 6 months ago, I don't know, something like that. Sometime back, but recently, Vans had like a shoe contest where you could design your own shoe. And so, people were sending all kind of, I guess, funky drawings. I don't remember. I think they may have dropped the whole contest because someone, and this is where I might lose the story, but someone sent in a shoe design with a graphic on it or the theme was basically free Hong Kong from China's oppression and from the Chinese uh, troops that were coming in, and they were in like the riot gear and stuff like that. And because China was overstepping its bounds and they were putting on all kind of restraints on the freedoms of the people of Hong Kong, and they had already agreed contractually not to do that, and to have that Hong Kong would have a pseudo independence, and I'm sure a lot of legal mumbers. Anyway, Chinese government contacted Vans and said, we do not like this shoe. And so Vans said, well, man, the shoe's gone. Ming. So they squashed this shoe, and I think the shoe won or something. Maybe that's the part I don't really know. I know they squashed the shoe, I think the shoe won, and then that's when the Chinese government contacted the company and said, listen, you guys, this is outrageous. We're gonna boot your product out of the country if you do a shoe that promotes freedom for Hong Kong. And China said, you got it, man. That shoe's gone. So I was like, dude, that is so weak. You know? It's all about the monies. Show me the money. Yeah, and follow the money, man. That is such a. I don't know if that movie first coin that phrase? That was like the JFK movie. Follow the money, but man, it is so true in everything. Everything from government, social groups, scientists. Like you start following the money, man. There was big, big money in global warming, and it being related to carbon emissions. Big money in that. I mean, people getting rich, 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 rich off saying that. And I mean, who could deny that? Oh, you deny climate change? Yeah, no. I mean, I think scientifically, I believe that there was a ice age sometime back, and things got warmer. you know, I think most of it is due to what do they call them? The sun. Sunspots have such a huge effect on our and it's just so. I mean, we make ourselves so important. And granted, we should give ourselves a little pat on the back, but I mean, we are just a blink in the not even a blink of the eye, man. Not even a twitch of the Earth. I mean, the Earth's been around a really long time, been doing pretty good. It ain't gonna. We could flat blow each other's back into the Stone Age, and I don't think the Earth's gonna notice really one little bit. You ever see the show? They had this show. I didn't watch much of it, but it was like when humans are gone. It was kind of like a Planet of the Apes kind of thing, where they showed like through digital recreation, they had like a city, and they showed you how fast, basically, nature just took stuff back over and just said, "Ah, I'll take it." And it is kind of like the old adage that everything is natural, even our nastiest um, chemicals that we're producing. I mean, it's all part of this natural, you know, creation evolution. Like our, I think I wrote this story one time. It's like the whole thing was like to get yourself to a certain technological advancement, and then you just blow yourself up. You just kind of kill yourself, or you get to a certain sense of enlightenment where you just almost just stop. You'd just go at peace. You wouldn't really want to do anything. Maybe you even want to eat. You just probably just sit there, meditate, and just drift off into the abyss, or to everything, or just go back to being. A good thing to practice too, especially when listening to this radio show, is to focus on your breath. That was like the great thing of how an easy way to quiet, or just you're going to distract your monkey mind is what I'm talking about. So you ask yourself, am I breathing? And I mean, this is an honest question. You have to honestly practice your acting skills. Be your what is that called? Blanking on that. Shoot. The method. I guess that is what it's called, the method, right? The acting method, where you believe your character. Be your character. So, am I breathing? And then you just listen to your breath, and the monkey will just like say, hey, I'm gonna listen to the breath. It's gonna get bored of that, but you can keep maybe practicing that. Keep practicing. But we got. Has anything really changed in society or culture? I mean, I know it has a little bit, but it's like this big kind of, I don't know. Some of the stuff just seems very forced and not really real. Like we have even going back to even something as atrocious like here in the states. I think here in the states we still have slavery. We still, what is it, like the sex trade? What's that? Did I say it right? I think it's right. Where they're kidnapping. Hey, man, they're kidnapping a lot of people, man. That is like a big business. Like I'm hearing now, like when I go online, you don't hear about this on the news, but they catch like truckloads of kids like going to Mexico and stuff like that. And it's like what? But man, some stuff going on, and it's like how many countries still practice slavery. I mean, not globally. They don't. I don't think they'd admit it. I mean, but it's like a lawyer telling you, like, who are you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? You know what I'm saying? Well, I see it right there, and they say, no, we're not doing that. That's how it works, and that kind of works. No, we're not doing that. You're crazy, but you're doing it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't think we're very. I think we're kind of an ignorant little lot. We put way too much importance on ourselves, and if you start identifying too much with like a group, I think it's very very unhealthy for you. Any kind of group. It can be your whatever. Your give me an example here. Anything. It can be your race even. Like you're gonna say, oh, I'm a like. I mean, you pretty much nowadays can't say, well, I'm a white. That's like, oh, that's horrible. You're disgusting. Well, I mean, and it's a lower state of consciousness. I mean, if you're identifying, it ain't you, man. When you close your eyes and you really kind of focus and listen to your breath, I mean, you ain't, baby. You're not some race. You're not. You're just blissfully, you. You know, you're not you. Now if you're a monkey, you wants to grab at some things and say, "Oh, I'm this and I'm that." Yeah, you can totally do that. But I mean, that's very. It's a lower state of consciousness. Not deep thoughts, man. Not deep thoughts. Man, I think I am gonna go and get a. I don't even want to say it online. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I'm gonna go get something yummy today. I am. I am. And I'll wait on that other one to do it when my friend comes back in town because the place was closed. But enjoy yourself out there, yo. So what we can do, I think I'm gonna wind down. Y'all asked me too many questions. I'm gonna say on Facebook that was ridiculous. That was redonkulous. I can't keep track of all that at all. I can't. All right. This is a song I wrote about monkeys and about penguins and Dennis Hopper. What else is the other one about? True story. I had a chimpanzee as a kid, like this stuffed animals. I think it was awesome. I asked my mom about it on this trip, and she doesn't remember, or not the last trip I was with. She didn't remember that monkey at all. Love you when I feel you, you my monkey. You can love you, monkey. My little monkey. Ow! Wearing a suit and fedora sits in a bar. He tells a joke to the bartender, who's also a chimpanzee. The joke is about two penguins. The joke is also about oral sex. And the penguin is getting his car fixed, and he goes to get ice cream, comes back to the mechanic, and the mechanic's like, it looks like you blew a seal. Because the little penguin has has ice cream all over his mouth because he's got no arms, And so he's like, no, man, it's just some ice cream. And that last line that I butchered was Dennis Hopper, Apocalypse Now. Watch out, those goddamn monkeys bite. Sorry, Mom. Mom doesn't like it. All right, say goddamn. That's a weird. Isn't that a weird? That's a pretty ballsy statement when you really break it down. And I remember I was really tripped out on. What's that? Now I totally lost that thought. I can't help I love that monkey, that monkey, that monkey, that monkey mine. I can't help I love that monkey, that monkey, that monkey, that monkey mine. I love taking long road trips and like thinking of lyrics. Like you hear a song and you're like, ooh, yeah, I want to take that, but I want to do this. And you start getting your own lyric, It's pretty fun. But it's kind of dangerous to like be right, because I forget, you forget this stuff so quick. So you're like at your pad, your paper, writing down like in your scrawled cursive, and then you can't read it later. That's funny. Bite me. I want you to bite me. I am actually not the biggest fan of getting bitten. I know you can do that kind of sexy. Well, a little bit of it is kind of cool, but like the Yeah, I'm not as into that. But I like a little I like the nibbles. I like that. Just FYI, you never know. We ain't one. I can't help I love that monkey, that monkey, that monkey, that monkey mind. Can't help I love. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna put that down. That was a little monkey mind action. That was Red Priest on guitar and yours truly on vocals. My first and only real completed song thus far. And then we're going to Rain. Y'all ever do that thing where you go to sleep, you put on some kind of natural sound? It's kind of fun. I've been doing that ASMR, I think is what they call it. It's kind of fun. Something like can whisper to you or hypnotize you at night. I always wanted to get hypnotized. I could try and make that a priority, or to be able to hypnotize somebody else. I think one time I was in pretty bad shape, and I think I wanted to hypnotize someone so that they'd love me. Yeah, I was in bad shape then. Not a happy camper. Well, anyway, guys, I think I am going to slowly drift off into the day. Put the top back on my Jeep. I got rained on last night while I was, I guess, in bed. But c'est la vie. The Jeep got clean on the inside. But I think we got a little bit of rain in the forecast, but who knows? Anyway, lots of love. Love yourself. Start there. Go look in the mirror or in your car. Try and find joy in your moment. Get some peace on you. Just got to keep repeating it. Keep practicing it. You've got endless nows to get at it, so don't worry about it. And this is all your story. You cannot mess this up. You're doing great. You're right where you're supposed to be. Be grateful.